If the information that you're selling is very easily found on Google or me asking or reading a book or listening to a podcast, I can quickly find the answer. You got to work through that. First question that I have for you is, are you already certified enough? Based off of what you currently know, have you been able to get results for yourself or for other people based off of the knowledge that you currently have? Is that when you're really good at what you do, it's easy and comfortable. It's way easier for us to stay in the education mode of just learning more of what we already know how to do. To ask yourself, what is it that I really want? And then to also ask yourself, what am I afraid of saying that I want? If there is no standardization, you're over customizing. And customization is necessary for a season. It's not going to be the thing that catapults you to the next season. Hello. I'm so excited for us to be tuning in to part 3 of this 4-part series, breaking down and really discussing the most profitable coaching niches with high ticket offers. And part 1, we talked about business coaches. Part 2, we really talked about career coaches. And in today's episode, part 3, I want to talk about the health, wellness, and relationship coaches. This is going to be a really great episode if you feel as if you sell something that is intangible. If you believe that what you do for your clients requires a lot of customization from individual to individual, and you're like, I have no idea how to increase my profitability within this niche without taking on more clients, but how do I do that without burning myself out in the process? When we think about part 3 of today's episode, I'm really excited again to be diving into this episode, because in the first 2 episodes, we talked about business coaches and career coaches being the top 2 most profitable coaching niches that I have seen in the industry that are still making money with high ticket offers today. But in part 3, I want to introduce the health, wellness, and relationship coaches. Those are the 3rd most profitable coaches that I see on a consistent cadence of the clients that I work with, my most successful clients that are really still financially successful selling high ticket offers in 2023. And the first 2 episodes, you notice some probably similarities about what's working. And I really want to break this down for health, wealth, and relationship coaches, because I think the pattern that I see most often for those who are in the health, wellness, or relationship space is they have this belief, which partially I can understand. Like, I can understand the perspective that they're coming from, because they're like, there's a level of intangibility that I sell. How do I determine what my return on investment is for my clients when I'm not helping them make more money or save more money? It's people are not signing up because it's a money driven need that they have. So how do I create tangibility as a health, wellness, or relationship coach when it ain't got nothing to do with money? I'm not helping them make money. I'm not helping them generate more leads. I'm not helping them get a promotion in their job. But I do notice that health, wellness, and relationship coaches, we're going to be breaking down this concept today of why they are the most profitable, which niches within that area are the most profitable, especially when it comes to selling high ticket offers that are $3,000 or more in price point. So I want to layer in that context, because this entire series has not just been about how do I make money as a coach. This entire series are what are the most profitable coaching niches that are still selling high ticket offers, and high ticket being $3,000 and more. And the perspective that I'm going to be sharing with you is with that context in mind, okay? Because I think what I see health, wellness, and relationship coaches doing the most is what I think we see some of the largest influencers in the industry doing. If you're a health, wellness, or relationship coach, there's probably somebody that you follow on YouTube or podcasts that you listen to, or somebody that you follow on Instagram. And what do you typically notice that they do? You typically notice that they produce a high volume of content. They have hundreds of thousands of followers, and they sell primarily low ticket digital courses, worksheets. They might sell in-person events, but it's normally on the lower ticket end of the spectrum. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the health, wellness, and relationship coaches that I've worked with, one of the first beliefs that we have to help them iron out and work through is whether or not the skill set that they're selling can actually command a high ticket price point. And if you're in that space, I wonder if this is something that you can relate to, because a lot of us think, well, how can I command more money when I'm helping somebody have a better well-being or feel healthier or eat better or find love? Like, where's the tangibility in that? And that the biggest thing that I notice for these individuals is it's not that you lack the skill set or that your existing skill set is not valuable. The thing that I notice is that if you know the skill set that you have is having a radical change on somebody's life, and the information, the education, the training that you are walking them through is not something they can just Google, that's really important. If the information that you're selling is very easily found on Google, or me asking or reading a book or listening to a podcast. I can quickly find the answer. You got to work through that. But if you're selling a skill set that's a bit more specialized, a bit more nuanced, you have an opportunity to raise your prices. The disconnect is that you need to increase your ability and develop the skill set of knowing how to articulate your value. And we're going to go down into another path, but I want to start with this one. The kryptonite, like the thing that I think that keeps health, wellness, and relationship coaches stuck. When a relationship coach or a health coach or a wellness coach is like, I need to make more money, I want to grow my business, the first thing they think to do is to go get another certification. I don't know, out of every other niche that I'm aware of, the health, wellness, and relationship coaches, y'all love some continuous education. And I get it, because many of you guys are like former therapists or former social workers, or you had an experience of your own life that you were able to reverse something or create a change because you have some level of new education. What I see happen most often with the coaches that are in this niche is y'all think that you need to go get another certification on how to create nutrition plans, or you need to learn another technique on how to lose weight doing kettlebells, or y'all feel like, oh, if I'm a relationship coach, I need to go get ICF certified. Okay, like y'all want to go get more certifications on how to do the delivery of the thing that you already know how to do. You will get into this analysis paralysis mode of like, I don't know enough information. I don't think that I'm qualified enough to actually show somebody else how to do this. So I need to go get more certifications to sharpen my delivery skills. And the health, wellness, and relationship coaches, I feel for y'all, because a lot of people who are in that first category, business coaches, target you guys, and they're very good at their marketing. They're very good at their messaging. And the issue is that you're not that great yet at your discernment on whether or not you're already qualified, or if you need another additional certification of skill development around the delivery of what you already know how to do. When we think about the life coaches, the health coaches, the wellness coaches, I want you to think about the biggest company that you can think of that has certification programs specifically for people in the health, wellness, and relationship space. You'll pay $7,000, $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 to go get certified in their methodology. And I shouldn't do air quotes because it is legit. But my thing is like, do you actually need that? Is that the right place that you need to be developing and investing in your skill development? And you look at who are those that are most successful. That's a business coaching model teaching you on how to be a better life coach, or be a better health coach, or be a better wellness coach. But my thing is, if you already have achieved a particular result, and this goes back to where is their profitability for you? Instead of you saying, oh, I like helping people, let me just go get certified and be a coach, and then I want to start coaching people for $100 an hour. Instead, where I see the most profitable health, wellness, and relationship coaches is when they have had a particular transformation in their own life, and then they're now teaching that skill set or teaching that area of belief shifting based off of their previous experience. So they're not going to get certified and then teaching what they learn in that certification, but more so they have had a personal transformation for themselves, and they're now teaching other people how to do that. So some examples of this is like, we have a client, she was able to lose over 80 pounds. She was overweight. She was able to lose more than 80 to 100 pounds herself by transitioning to a vegan plant-based diet. So once she transitioned to a vegan plant-based diet, she started noticing that when she started coaching or teaching other people how to do it, they were able to reverse chronic illness because they were able to go to a plant-based diet. Of course, she invested in continuous education, but the premise of what she chose to package into a high ticket offer was based off of results that she had personally experienced using a particular vehicle that helped her change her life. I have another client who is a relationship coach for Black women who are high earners. He's a man, but he's coaching women. The nuance is that one, he does have the male perspective, but he also deeply understands why high performing Black women are having a difficult time connecting and finding a lifetime partner. So he's also gay. He has adopted children, and there's a unique dynamic on his exposure to that experience, how he was able to find love for himself through his educational and training that he has had over the years. He now serves that niche demographic. We've had another client that she helps individuals get pregnant with IVF after a miscarriage. Let's talk about that. So she has experience being a doula. She had experience being a midwife. So I'm not saying that the skill set around enhancing your continuous education around the the thing that you do is not important. But I'm saying that many of you, first question that I have for you is, are you already certified enough? Based off of what you currently know, have you been able to get results for yourself or for other people based off of the knowledge that you currently have? And I would say for most people listening to this, the answer is yes. If I already know enough on how to deliver to get the results, what is actually the thing that's holding me back from growing my business, from generating leads, from getting more clients, from raising my rates? It's not because you lack the ability to know how to coach women on how to go through IVF after a miscarriage. It's not that you don't know how to do the plant-based diet for somebody who's trying to reverse a chronic illness. Like, it's not that you don't know the delivery piece. Your continuous education is your current comfort zone. You're uncomfortable learning the skill set of sales. You're uncomfortable learning the skill set of marketing and messaging. You're uncomfortable going live and telling other people about what it is that you do. That's the thing that you are avoiding. So you keep investing in your continuous education, which is important, but you're doing it because of fear, because you're afraid of selling. You're afraid of the marketing and messaging. And usually that fear or that resistance is not because you are not capable. You are 100% capable. But usually your content issue and your conversion issue is stemmed from a root cause of you lacking clarity. Because you don't know how to articulate the value of what it is that you do, you're like, if I start going and creating content, what the heck am I supposed to say? Because I don't know how to articulate the value of what it is that I'm delivering. Jay, please tell me what you think I'm supposed to say on a sales call. I don't know how to lead the call because I don't know how to articulate the value of what it is that I do. I know that it's transformative. I know that I see people reversing chronic illness. I know that my clients are getting married. I know that my clients are able to have a baby after having a miscarriage because of what I coach them through with IVF, but I don't know how to articulate that. And learning the skill set of sales, learning the skill set of messaging is the next best thing that you can invest in when you know how to do the thing to help the client get the result. So that's like the first biggest thing I want to really debunk and start to understand is that when you're really good at what you do, it's easy and comfortable. It's way easier for us to stay in the education mode of just learning more of what we already know how to do. What's uncomfortable is you choosing to invest money, invest time, invest energy, invest effort in learning how to sell, and learning how to make the decision for you to niche down and specialize. That's the uncomfortable stuff. So you either avoid it and then you keep spending tens of thousands of dollars on certifications and you look up, yes, your wall is full with all the trainings that you've completed. You have awards on your bookshelves for days. You have workbooks and workbooks from all the courses and the certification programs you've went to. Okay, you have your accolades. Let's clap it up for you. Okay, but you still don't have clients. And that's the disconnect. You have to understand that when you choose to go into the act of building a business, you are, yes, a coach, but you are too now also a business owner. And part of your responsibility of being a business owner, most certifications don't teach you how to sell. I have never seen a certification that's actually effective at teaching you the skill of whatever it is you want to be a coach around, that also is of quality effective at helping you learn how to build a business around the skill they just taught you, because it's two different skill sets. Most certifications will try to throw it in. Yeah, we'll teach you how to set up your website, but they're not teaching you how to generate leads to get you to that website. Yeah, we'll help you package your offer, but they're not teaching you how to actually lead a sales conversation to sell that offer. They will teach you how to set up your Instagram profiles and create your Google business account. But they're not teaching you how do I articulate my value and package that verbally when I'm trying to create content in a digital format. The reason why they don't do that is because it's a totally different skill set. It's not the same skill set. Now, when you're thinking about, okay, what do I need right now? This is a decision framework that you can use anytime. It's okay, what is the next problem that I'm trying to solve in my business? What is the next growth goal that I'm aiming to get at? Do I know enough to get my clients results based off the skills that I already have? Yes or no? And if I know enough, have I yet learned the skill sets of running the business around the skill sets that I currently have? Do I know how to sell? Do I know how to market? Do I know how to generate leads? Totally different skill set than do I know how to help my client work through their childhood trauma that's preventing them from receiving love from a healthy partner. So that's the first thing, is being able to understand the difference between the type of education you need and what's really holding you back, what's really creating the resistance around you generating more revenue. The second thing that I want to break down for my health, wellness, and relationship coaches is the ones that I've seen consistently over and over and over again be able to charge upwards of $3,000 for their offer is the ones that are willing to specialize their service. You've heard me say this in every part part of this series, niching down and the importance of specialization if you want to charge premium. And the same is true for my health, wellness, and relationship coaches. So those examples that I just broke down are real clients, like reverse chronic illness with a plant-based diet, dating coaching for high-earning Black females in corporate America, helping women get pregnant with IVF after having a miscarriage, trauma healing for high-functioning CEOs, individuals who are trying to lose more than 30 pounds with macro counting who also travel more than half the year. When I started working with those clients, that was not their program promise when we first started. They were very broad, very vague. I just help you lose weight, or I help you find love, or I help you get pregnant, or I help you manage your emotions. They're very generic promises. And where I see my health, wellness, and relationship coaches struggle is with them being okay with saying, yes, I have the skill set to help a wide range of people, but me positioning myself as the person that can help everybody is not in the best interest of my business. Those are the ones that I see become the most successful, because a lot of my health, wellness, and relationship coaches, what you do can work for a lot of people. Like if you're a weight loss coach, yes, the macro counting can work for literally probably the majority of Americans that are overweight. Yes, that skill set can work for everybody, but that's not who we want to target in your messaging. So I think that that's probably one of the hardest parts for the health, wellness, and relationship coaches, is because what they do truly can be applicable to pretty much every human being with some nuances, right? But the issue is that when it comes time to you building a business, you have to make a decision to say, okay, when it comes to my marketing, when it comes to my messaging, who do I want to be speaking to? I didn't ask you the question of who do you know how to help? I know that you can help a lot of people. That was not the question. The question was, who is the best audience, the best niche? What form of specialization around my skills will be the most profitable for me? That's what I want you to think about. Where does the profitability reside? Not who can I help based off the skills that I have. And I think that small line of demarcation in your thinking, that is the catalyst for my health, wellness, and relationship coaches that are able to go from charging $100 a session, or not even charging hourly rates for their services, to being able to package high ticket offers. Is that willingness to make that decision? Because that willingness to make that decision is what differentiates you from being a hobbyist to being a business owner. Because you're now not just doing this because you love it, because you're passionate about it, because you know how to help a lot of people, but you're packaging all of what you're great at and positioning it for the most profitable opportunity for yourself. Those examples that I just read through, like getting pregnant with IVF after a miscarriage, that is a niche audience with a niche vehicle at a niche moment in time. So helping women get pregnant who have already had a miscarriage. So it's not just saying I help women get pregnant. It's saying I help women get pregnant after they've had a miscarriage. So that's a very specific audience versus who out here trying to get pregnant. Okay, half the women in the room are going to raise their hand. Who in here has already had a miscarriage? Now you're going to only have 10 people still standing. That's who we want to target. Not only is that beneficial for you in the sense of now your marketing and your messaging can be more dialed in, speak more directly to that person, but there's also a component of urgency built into it. Because if a woman has been trying to get pregnant and had a miscarriage and still wants to have a baby, there's a higher level of priority to want to do something to fix the situation. And then we say, okay, what's the vehicle that helps you get pregnant? Through IVF. But I would imagine that there's more than one way to have a baby after a miscarriage besides IVF. The IVF is the niche vehicle. So it's a niche audience and a niche vehicle that allows that individual to specialize their service, create that specialization around what it is they do. And that specialization is what allows them to charge premium because they know how to help people go through the IVF process for women who've already had a miscarriage. Your ability to raise your rates, charge premium, and succeed, surpassing multi-six figures as a health, wellness, or relationship coach, it's so much more than just your need to have the skill. Your skill is the cost of entry. But once you have that skill, that level of specialization is what allows you to raise your rates. But that level of specialization is also what allows you to position your business to surpass multi-six figures. And I want you to also think about, I was still going on the same example of the program promises that help women get pregnant with IVF after a miscarriage. You would probably agree the psychology of the buyer, the fears, the doubts, the worries, the emotions, the needs, the urgency, the priority. A woman that's never been pregnant is going to have a totally different buying decision criteria as a woman that's already had a miscarriage and still wants to have a baby. Yes, they're both women. Yes, they both want to get pregnant, but the psychology of them individually as buyers is totally different. And that's the thing that my health, my wellness, my relationship coaches need to understand. Sometimes as a coach, you guys will think that because they both want to get pregnant, they're the same. They're not the same. A woman that's never been pregnant is going to have different questions, different objections, a different level of urgency, different fears, different beliefs, different point of view than a woman that's already had a miscarriage and is still trying to have a baby. Because their experience is different. Their point of the journey is different. So when you think about your marketing, your messaging, your sales process, you can't design one process for the both of them without getting too broad and getting too vague and getting too generic. But if somebody wants to pay premium, they want to pay for specialization. If they want to pay premium, they want to pay for the individual that is the niche expert, not the generalized, anybody that want to have a baby, come hire me. It's like, no, I want you to know my unique issues. And especially when you go to group delivery, when you start transitioning to group delivery, you have to think about it from the client experience point of view. I want to be in a collective room with other people who have had similar lived experiences as me. That's what creates trust. That's what creates safety. That's what encourages vulnerability in those environments, because there's other people in the room who've gone through the same thing that I've gone through. So now when you start curating that group, if you try to have people in here who ain't never been pregnant, who have been pregnant, who've never had a miscarriage, you guys get what I'm saying? So that allows you to create more of that cohesion even amongst your client base. But most importantly for you as the business owner, it allows you to standardize your client delivery. And this is the third thing I really wanted to drive home for my health, wellness, and relationship coaches. Even though I think health, wellness, and relationship coaches have so much profitable opportunity, because every human being is going to struggle with weight loss potentially. Every human being might struggle with getting pregnant or needing some help around health, wellness, or relationships. It's one of the most profitable industries in the markets. But the issue is that what happens that with a lot of coaches is you guys burn out before you can surpass 6 figures. You burn out before you surpass 200K. You start making money, customizing from client to client. Again, creating your offers to serve anybody that you know that you can help versus packaging your offer for what's most profitable for your niche, what's most profitable based off your skill set. That's a distinction. And you end up burning yourself out. The people that I see burn out more often than anybody else is the health and wellness coaches, because you guys will create offers that require you to customize delivery from person to person to person to person to person. And you stay in service mode. You don't think about standardization. You stay in delivery mode, but you're not thinking about how am I packaging the demand that I am generating so that my business can be sustainable. You're not thinking that way. So this is what I've seen time and time again. Like when I think about my coaching program Leverage and the amount of health and wellness coaches that we have had come into the program, like I see the health, wellness, and relationship coaches make the most money the fastest often. They'll come into the program. Once we can clarify their program promise and help them niche down, they are like off to the races. Within 6 months, making $150,000. 9 months, adding, $90,000 in revenue. Like they will make money so fast once they specialize, but then they burn out before they get to 200 grand, because there is this, I don't know what it is. I'm not a health, wellness, or relationship coach. There's a pattern that I see with my clients is that when they start making about $150,000, I'm not going beyond this. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like making $150,000 a year, like you've made it, okay? You winning. But I'm like, why do you guys stop there? When I see my business coaches, they're like, I'm trying to shoot for 300. I'm shooting for 500. I'm shooting for 750. My career coaches, they're like, I'm shooting for 300. I'm shooting for 600. I'm shooting for $1 million. My health coaches, they stop at 150 over and over and over again. And the question I've been asking them is why? They're like, I got burnt out. I was unwilling to standardize my process, and there was just too much customization from client delivery, from person to person. I burned myself out because you're unwilling to make the decision that's necessary that allows you to niche down, and that niching down allows you to standardize the client delivery process. So what I mean by that is, let's say that if we go back to another example of I help reverse chronic illness with a plant-based diet. So if you were just like, I just help people lose 30 pounds of weight through dieting, but let's say you're unwilling to niche down. So one, you're now creating customized nutrition plans from every single person in your program. And it's like, well, this person needs this, but this person needs this, but this person needs this. It just depends on their situation. I know if you're a health or wellness coach, you have said that, or you've thought it, that there's no way. I have to create them a customized plan. I have to look at their unique situation and customize customize every single thing. Nothing is the same from client to client. When you say nothing is the same from client to client, you are literally saying I am not going to be able to scale my business because it's unscalable. If there's no repeatability, if there is no standardization in some capacity, you only have so many hours in a day. Like you as an individual only have so much capacity. So you're going to get to a point where you are booked out and busy, but you're overworked and underpaid. You booked out, you busy. You got 20 coaching calls on your calendar this week. I know you prayed for that and I'm happy for you. But you're also like, I can't make any more money because I physically cannot take any more clients because of how much time it takes for me to customize every single client's delivery plan. Is this resonating? And I think that we all get to that point, but when you get to that point, that is a critical moment of time for you as a business owner to ask yourself, what is it that I really want? And then to also ask yourself, what am I afraid of saying that I want? Because the health, wellness, and relationship coaches, y'all have some of the biggest hearts because you deeply care about helping the clients that you serve. I mean, deeply care. And I think it's admirable. I think it's respectable. I think that's what makes you a good coach is because you care. But you also have to put your business hat on and say, what is sustainable? I feel like my health, wellness, relationship coaches, y'all are like the kings and queens of boundaries. Like y'all are beasts at taking care of yourself, investing in your well-being, investing in yourself, making sure that you're emotionally whole, going for your walks, drinking your water, like working out. Like y'all know how to take care of yourselves. But sometimes, especially in business, you'll get to a point where you end up taking care of all of your clients that you forget to take care of your business. You take care of yourself, you take care of your clients, but your business is out here bleeding because you are creating offers. So when you get to that critical moment of time, you have to ask yourself, what is next? And what is it that I actually want? And I also want you to ask, what are you afraid of saying that you want? What are you afraid of claiming that you want? Because when you get to that critical moment in time when you are booked out, you got 20 calls on your calendar this week, and you're also capped at an earning potential now, it's a really scary situation to be in. And I want to normalize that. It's terrifying to be in that situation because there's a part of you that feels this immense amount of gratitude that like, oh my gosh, I've been praying to have more clients than I can handle. Oh my gosh, I'm making more money than I've ever made before. There's this overwhelming emotional experience of your gratitude. And in tandem, there's this absolutely terrifying experience of like, I can't grow. I can't take on more clients without sacrificing something in my personal life. If I take on more clients, I'm going to burn out. And that's what I see most health, wellness, and relationship coaches doing. It's because the business model that they created that got them booked out is not the business model that's going to get them beyond $200,000. You're booked out, you're busy, you're overworked, and you're probably underpaid. And part of the reason is because there is way too much customization from client to client. There is not enough standardization around what it is that you do, and there is not enough specialization around who you serve. And those components are critical if you desire to grow and surpass $200,000 in revenue as a coach. Critical. Standardization, specialization. Standardization, specialization. Standardization, specialization. I feel like we need to turn that into a song. Standardization, specialization. Standardization, specialization. I'm not really good at the lyrics, but those are the two things that set you up to scale. So if there is no standardization, that means you are out here being generic and broad. If there is no standardization, you're over customizing. And customization is necessary for a season. It's not going to be the thing that catapults you to the next season. Customization is needed for a season. I do want to say that. But once that time comes, okay, the customization is going to be the thing that cripples your ability to grow. And then we talk about the specialization. And I know if y'all are in health, wellness, or relationship coaches, look at the people who get paid the most in traditional industries. Who are the people that get paid the most in health fields, medical fields? Who are the people that get paid the most in the wellness fields? I mean, really think about that. When you think about medical professionals, who gets paid the most? The individuals that have a specialized skill set. Who gets paid the most in the wellness industries? The individuals who have specialization. If I want to make more money, I have to be willing to specialize. And a lot of you already have the skill set to specialize. You just don't have the belief that you can specialize. You lack the belief that you can claim that. And that goes back to what I said at the beginning of this conversation. You're like, oh, if I want to specialize, I now need to go get another certification. Do you? That's a legit question. Do you? And how you can know if you do or not is I want you to look at the data of your past clients. Is there a repetition and a pattern that you notice from client to client? You notice your clients getting specialized results? There's a consistency in the results that they're getting that also happens to fall within an area of niche or specialization? Probably. And if so, it's not that you need another certification to validate yourself. You just need to publicly claim the results that you're already getting. And that's the disconnect. You're not publicly claiming the results that you're already getting for your clients. For most people, any coaching industry, most of my clients, one of the biggest aha moments that we have from them when they start working with us, when they clarify their offer and they define their program promise, is that they realize that, dang, I've been out here getting this result for clients for the last 2 years, 3 years, 7 years. I've never claimed it publicly. You only will serve it privately, but it's always there. It's already there. And that's the reason why I say you don't need to go get another certification, or at least I'm calling into question, do you need another one? Because if the specialization is already there in your delivery, but you're just not claiming it publicly in your marketing, in your program promise, in your offer positioning during the sales conversation, that's the disconnect. It's not that you are not already it. It's not that you already don't know enough. You're just not claiming it, packaging it, messaging it, positioning it, and selling it publicly. That's what's causing you not to make more money. So when we think about that health, that wellness, that relationship coaching industry, that specialization, that standardization is going to be the thing that positions you to surpass multi-six figures. And part of that I know from my health and wellness coaches, my relationship coaches, is that you have to be willing to make the decisions based off of data to create tangibility around what it is that you do. Because there is always something tangible, even if it has nothing to do with money. And I gave you 5 examples of that. Getting pregnant with IVF after a miscarriage. There's still a very measurable result. So anytime you're thinking about, oh, there is no ROI, can you measure the progress that somebody made? If you can measure the progress, you can look at what's the starting line, what's the finish line. That finish line is the tangible result, and we can measure progress. I help women get pregnant with IVF after a miscarriage. It's like, did the person get pregnant with IVF? Yes or no? That's a tangible result. That's a measurable result. If you are like, I'm a dating coach for high earning Black women looking to find love after being in a toxic relationship for the last 10 years, was your client, a high percentage of your clients, able to start dating in healthy relationships? Yes or no? If you're like, I reverse chronic illness with a plant-based diet, cool. Do your clients reverse their chronic illness with the plant-based diet? Yes or no? That's tangible. Now, when you're just like, I hope you lose weight, that's where that's still broad. But if you're like, I help women who are looking to lose more than 50 pounds lose weight using macros, okay, that's some specialization in there. We can measure that. And there's more tangibility around what it is that we're measuring. So I think that's a really, really, really important distinction, that there's always a return on investment. There's always a financial implication to anything that you teach. For another example, if you do trauma healing for high functioning CEOs, right? I have a client, blew it out of the water. Like, she's multi-six figure earner now. And that's what she does. She's a trauma coach for high performing, high functioning CEOs, helping them unpack their trauma issues from their childhood to help them have more success in their business. You have to look at what is the result of somebody not fixing this. So she helps high functioning CEOs heal from their childhood trauma. If those individuals don't heal from that childhood trauma, what is the impact that it has on their business, on their personal life? She can create tangibility around it. If you're like, I help you reverse chronic illness with a plant-based diet, how much does it cost to go to the doctor? How much is your medication? How much are all your medical bills and your medical visits that you will not have to do anymore because the plant-based diet is helping you reverse or reduce that chronic illness? It's like there's always a financial implication, but because there's not a clear program promise, because there's a lack of specialization in what you do, you can't see the tangibility in what it is that you offer. It's not that it's not there, you just can't see it. And that's what I mentioned also earlier, that usually you don't have a content issue, you don't have a delivery issue, you don't need another certification, you don't need to lower your prices to overcome the objection. You just need a clarity issue. You need to clarify what the promise is. You need to clarify the audience that you serve. You need to clarify the vehicle of specialization that you help your clients get results with. Once you can clarify that, you'll be able to better articulate yourself. And once you create that clarity, that's what will help you see the tangibility around what it is that you actually deliver. So if you're in a position right now where you're a booked out health coach, you at capacity with your wellness coaching, maybe you have a really great, successful digital course, and you're like, I know that I'm ready to take my price beyond $3,000 based off of the work that I've done, the results that I've gotten, the clients that I've served. I invite you to apply for my program Leverage. Applications are currently open until April 21st. You can just direct message me the word on Instagram, apply, APPLY, and Betty the bot will send you the link. You can also click the link in my bio or click the link around this video to also be able to submit your application before enrollment closes. When my health, wellness, relationship coaches, when we can help them clarify their promise and we can help them get that standardize what it is that they do so that they can serve more clients without burning themselves out in the process, it changes the game for them. It changes the game for them, and it might change the game for you too. And if you feel like you're in a position where you're ready to surpass $200,000 in revenue, you're ready to grow beyond private one-on-one, you're ready to take your health, wellness, or relationship coaching business to the next level, I encourage you to apply for leverage. Submit your application. A lot of you guys are like, how do I know if it's good for me? Submit the application. If it's not a good fit, I will tell you. We only admit about 8 to 10%. That's currently where we're at of the people that apply. And if you're not a good fit, I'll do my best to recommend you to another resource or to another person that I think would be better suited for where you're at in business. So just direct message me the word apply on Instagram, and Betty the bot will send you the link, or you can link my bio to apply. But applications close on April 21st. Our cohort kicks off the very first week of May, and I'm just super pumped for the coaches that we're going to be able to work with in this next cohort. Any questions? Chiquita said, do you and your team help with clarifying the promise? It is the very first thing that you learn how to do. Your program promise is the foundation of what matriculates after. Everything is stemmed from your program promise. It is the very first thing that we help clients do, is clarify their offer, define their program promise, and refine their existing offer to clarify that promise. It is the very first thing that we do with clients. That program promise is really what articulates the specialization of who you serve and how you serve them. Once we clarify that program promise, there's training on it and there's also coaching. So when you enroll in Leverage, it's a group coaching program. So you'll be going through the workshop style trainings. And then as you're refining your program promise, you'll be publishing it in the Facebook group. You'll be bringing it to the coaching call, and we'll be helping you support you through it. But every one of my teachings or my trainings is very much workshop style based. So you'll be learning and doing as you're learning. And then it's a group coaching program. So you'll be able to ask questions either in the group or on a group call to be able to get feedback and support. Catherine, she said, I thought about a chronic illness niche myself, being a breast cancer survivor, but I struggle with social media restrictions when using words like cancer, diabetes. How do I overcome that? That's a very legit thing, especially now with all the privacy settings and security updates to all the social media platforms. You have to be, I think, maybe a little bit more creative in your storytelling, in your articulation, without necessarily using those direct words in the core of your content. But one of the things that we teach clients how to do is doing live video, making long form video as a primary way of content creation, but then also repurposing that content into podcast format. So podcasting might be a better format for you. Maybe using Instagram, Facebook, social media to generate the lead, and then sending them to a podcast or email newsletter for more of that deeper bingeable content where maybe you can speak to more of the specifics around what it is that you do. But it all really depends on your program promise, and it depends on the vehicle. There's always a way around it. There's tons of people who figured out a way around it. Simply NGO, she said, does the refinement apply to the program promise only, or does it also apply to your positioning as an expert? This depends on what type of business you want to build. So I recently did a training for my clients in Leverage about social capital, and there's been a lot of changes to social media over the last 6 months to a year. Let me ask this question. Are you using social media? Is your desire to use social media primarily to generate leads for your business? If you are primarily using social media to generate leads for your business, the answer is yes. I don't look at my social media account as Jereshia's personal playground of entertainment. My social media is an extension of my business. I just happen to be a personal brand, or I'm an individual. So of course, 80% of the content that I publish on this platform is going to be directly aligned and correlated to the promise of the program that I'm selling. 1000%. And this is very true for the individuals who want to use social media to be the primary way they generate leads for their business if they are selling high ticket. Now, there's a lot of people that I see saying niching doesn't matter. When you're on social media, you should be able to talk 20% business, 20% lifestyle, 20% this, and that. You don't need to niche your content. I want you to ask yourself, what's their business model? What is their business model? These are the 2 points of clarification. I have never seen, and I personally don't see, somebody who uses social media as a primary way to generate leads for their business organically, who also has not positioned their expertise around the offer that they sell publicly on that same social media channel, who also is designed to charge premium. 80% of the positioning of you as an expert needs to be directly aligned with the promise of the program. If you want to charge high ticket, and if you want to use social media as your primary way of generating leads, 1000%. And the reason why I say that is because otherwise it causes confusion. And if you're not spending money on paid ads, you're relying on your content to be the sole voice to attract your qualified lead. And if you're charging premium, that positioning matters even more to your buyer. because they're paying $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 to work with you. And the other thing is that premium buyers rarely publicly engage. This is also very important. We talk a lot about this inside of Leverage. Your premium buyers rarely publicly engage. So if your metrics that you're caring about is like, oh, well, I'm trying to grow my personal brand just as me as the name, and I want to build this audience that I can just end up selling to them. It's like if you want to sell $7,000 offers, $3,000 offers, $2,000 offers, $5,000 offers, your positioning is not just about you. Your positioning is also about what is the psychology of the person who's making the buying decision. Again, if you're using social media as the primary way that you generate leads organically, your content is what influences that entire sales cycle. The moment someone starts consuming your content is the beginning of the sales conversation. I'm a very big believer in that. That's how I've made millions. The positioning of me as an expert is directly related to the program promise that I'm selling. Now that I'm a millionaire, now that my audience is larger, now that I have brand authority, I have expertise authority, I have a little bit more leeway now. I maybe can veer off because my foundation is solid. I've made over $5 million. But I think that's the context that I really wish was more publicly discussed. Because when people are out here like, you don't need to niche down your expertise. You can be multi-passionate and multi-hyphenated. You totally can. You are multi-passionate. You're human. You are multi-hyphenated. But those same individuals selling that from a marketing perspective, I want you to ask yourself, what is their business model? What is their business model? How do they make money? Because if you're trying to use social media to attract premium paying clients organically, no paid ads, you're not getting paid off of affiliate deals, you're not getting paid off of brand partnerships, your messaging and the positioning of your content is the sole source of how you generate leads. So like that has to be aligned. And it's just anytime you hear other advice, my question always asked is, what is their business model? Where does 70% of their annual revenue come from? And you have to ask yourself, is that what I want or not? But from my experience, 1,000%. And I think too, that's the other issue that we see with coaches is they don't want to publicly position themselves in alignment with the offer that they sell, with the promise of their program, because they feel like it stifles them. They feel like it boxes them in too much. And this is my caveat. Any individual who is thinking, I feel too boxed in, Jay, you want me to niche down my offer and you want me to position myself publicly around it? Like, no, I'm too boxed in. And I know somebody is thinking that. The thing I have for you is that you have to disassociate your individual identity with the identity of the business. They are not the same. Yes, you are multi-hyphenated. Your business right now is trying to sell one offer off the ground. Like, yes, you are multi-passionate, but your business, what does your business do? What's most profitable for your company at the season of business that you are in? This is where too many people are, their identity is attached to their business identity. They think that who I am is what I do. No, it's not. Who you are as an individual and all of your identity as an individual contributes to the business's identity. 1,000%, but it's not the same. You're not boxed in. You're just being responsible marketer for the company that you're building. It's not to say that you can't have those other passions, but I'm saying if you in a season right now, do you have enough social capital? Do you have enough audience building? Do you have enough people who know what it is that you do where you can start doing other things and it doesn't cause confusion to your prospects? If you don't, then no, don't try to do it all on one social account. That was a fabulous question. Okay, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I'll be back tomorrow for part 4 of this series. We're going to be closing it out of Beyond $200,000, the most profitable coaching niches with high ticket offers. So I'm really excited for part 4 for us to close out this series. If you feel like you're in a position where you're ready to surpass $200,000 in revenue, you're ready to grow beyond private one-on-one, you're ready to take your health, wellness, or relationship coaching business to the next level, I encourage you to apply for Leverage. A lot of you guys are like, how do I know if it's good for me? Submit the application. If it's not a good fit, I will tell you. We only admit about 8 to 10%. That's currently where we're at of the people that apply. And if you're not a good fit, I'll do my best to recommend you to another resource or to another person that I think would be better suited for where you're at in business. So just direct message me the word apply on Instagram and Betty the bot will send you the link, or you can link my bio to apply. But applications close on April 21st. Our cohort kicks off the very first week of May. And I'm just super, super pumped for the coaches that we're going to be able to work with in this next cohort. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and apply. I look forward to seeing your application and enjoy the rest of your day. If you like the video you just watched, click this one. You might like it even more. Go ahead, check it out.